All right, so in this week's lesson, we're going to talk about finding a groove. This is super important when it comes to the jam world. When you're improvising, jamming with other people, you want to be able to find your place and find a little groove, a little pocket to be able to fit into. And this is outside of like theory and scales. We're not going to be really talking about any of that. I mean, it's going to be happening, obviously, because we're making music, but that's not the focus. The focus is finding some kind of like little repeatable thing that we can gravitate or latch onto. Maybe that's the best way to say it. And so anyway, we're going to take what I played in the intro and we're going to break all of that down note for note. I'll explain where all those notes come from, and you'll see that it's actually pretty simple and formulaic once you understand what's going on. It may have sounded complicated in the beginning, but when you see what's going on, it's really not. There's a lot of repeatable parts in this. So in this video, we'll go through the first half of everything. If you'd like to learn the second half and also download the tablature and get the MP3 jam tracks, which I have in multiple tempos, I have an on-screen tab viewer, all the extra materials that come with this lesson, you can get those by going to activemelody.com and doing a search for EP641. So this song is played in C minor. Actually, before I mention that, when I talk about playing a groove like this, to me, this is sort of like dancing. And I'm not a dancer, so I'm only guessing that this is how the dance world works. But I'm guessing that you learn some steps, some little footsteps or whatever you got to do, spinning and all that stuff. And then you get out to actually do it. And you probably take a lot of those technical things that you worked on and kind of throw it to the side and just feel it. I mean, those things are going to happen through muscle memory, but you're kind of feeling it. That's sort of what we're working towards here is, yes, theory is there behind the scenes, of course, but this is more of a feel thing. And so the jam track, when I wrote this jam track, I started with a bass line that was like this. Real simple. And so I could tell, and I didn't think about a guitar part or any of that. I just wanted a bass and a drum, and then I'd figure out the guitar later. But I could tell just by listening to that that's in C minor. And the way that I can determine that is, well, first of all, I could just slide up the fretboard until I find the right note. So I'm just saying this to those of you that are wondering, how do you figure out what key it is? That's how I do it. I just kind of work my way up the fretboard until I land on the note that sounds right. So find a match. But then how would you know it's major or minor? Well, the bass is playing the root note and then that flat 3. And that sounds different than if I was playing the major third. It would sound like this if it was major third. Right? Totally different feel. Sounds happy because you're playing a major third. That note is in your major pentatonic scale or your major scale. But the flat 3 gives it that minor sound. So I know it's in C. I know it's a minor thing. And so my bearings then, where I set up shop is right here. This is a C minor chord out of that E shape. Lift my middle finger there and I'm getting a C minor. And my minor pentatonic scale pattern 1 is right here. And so I'm just giving you my bearings. Now, if I just listen to the jam track without playing anything, that's how I like to do this stuff at first. Just listen and kind of try and find a groove. If you were to just hum along with it, you know, like not using an instrument, just using your voice, what would you sing? Or like, what's a good repeatable little hook that you hear out of this? Well, for me, I kept hearing that little part. And so I came up into this minor pentatonic scale because I know it's in C, I know it's a minor key, and I went like this. Just played that. Strings 2 and 3 on the 8th fret and then on the 10th fret. Now that's inside of my minor pentatonic scale, pattern 1. And that fits perfectly over that bass line. And that's all I need. That is the groove. That becomes the whole thing. Now, when this comes in, for those of you that are wondering how to count this out, if I were counting this in 8th notes, I would count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I would come in on the 3 and the 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can do this, right? It's super easy to play and it's easy to count. Just remember, you're coming in on the 3 and 4. And that's all you need to do in the beginning. So get the jam track, download the jam track, and just practice that. You could take the slow tempo version of it if you want to start with, but But start by 1, 2, and keep your hand in motion. Even though you're not playing anything, it's okay to throw in some little strums, little muted strums like that, because we're gonna use that in a minute. So just try and get that. And that's already an awesome little groove, just that. And you'll hear what it sounds like. In fact, let me put on a jam track with that part repeating and so you can hear it. All right, so we've got the jam track happening. You can hear the bass and drums. There's that bass line I was talking about. Remember what we're gonna play. We're gonna play over this. And we're gonna do it right here. And we're gonna come in on the 3 and the 4. We're counting this out like eighth notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2. Right on the 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want you to do this at first. Just get this down. Start to feel that groove. And where this gets really cool is we can play whatever we want in that dead space by playing notes out of the C minor pentatonic scale. And we can play out of pattern 1 because we're in that neighborhood. So C minor pentatonic, pattern 1 is right here. All right, well, hopefully this is starting to make sense and you're starting to get this. Now let's play along with the song and we're gonna get some lick ideas that come out of that C minor pentatonic scale. So here's the first one we're gonna learn. All right, so the very first note that I play goes like this. I come in right on the 1. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So that's first note is just a C note here, a 10th fret, 4th string, and I slide into it. And just be picturing, as you learn these notes, be picturing your minor pentatonic scale, pattern 1, C minor pentatonic scale. That's where this is all coming from. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Now, I counted 1 again, and then the next lick goes like this. So that's where I take strings 2 and 3 on the 10th fret. We do a bend and release. I'm doing a pull. That's the easiest way that I've found to do these sort of Chuck Berry double bends. In fact, I use this finger. This is sort of a little cheat that you should know about, but use this finger as a leverage finger because you can pull with both fingers. It gives you more ability to do that. Now, some guitar players will push. They'll push up. I've seen that happen. So you have to do what's best for you. But anyway, that's the idea. Is bend and release, then down to the 8th fret, and then we're gonna come down to the 4th string and go 10, 8, 10, and land on that C note again. So it's, let's put those two pieces together then. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can start to feel how it's looping. And that might be an awesome place for a lot of you. Just take that and just loop that over and over again with the jam track. Start with a slower version if you need to, but you need to be able to feel that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. Okay, let's get the next phrase. Okay, so this next lick goes like this. This is a cool one. It's got some Albert King-ish sort of vibe to it, maybe a little bit. But it starts off, and this is just C minor pentatonic scale pattern 1. I start off with one finger. I'm gonna slide up to the 8th fret, 2nd string, and then hit the 1st string. So both of those notes there, one finger within the 8th fret. This is Chuck Berry territory. Those sort of those like power chord things, double stop. So then I come down to the 10th fret, 3rd string, and then 8th fret, 3rd string with the Albert King sort of vibrato where I'm taking the flat 3, but pushing it slightly to the major 3. So that happens as the response. So the call, you can think of the little groove as the call, and all of these licks are the response. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then we go back to the call, And then we got another response. It sounds like this. Now I love this lick, and I got this from Stevie Ray Vaughan. He did this in something. I want to say it was Tin Pan Alley or something, but it was like, that's the lick. And what makes it is that drone string. So let me show you what's happening below the drone string. It's very simple. It's like, so we're going to slide up to that C note again, 10th fret, 4th string, then 8th fret, 3rd string, and then we're going to come up to the 11th fret and slide into the 10th fret on the 3rd string. And then we're going to go, right? Same little thing that we've done already. But what makes that is when you're doing this little slide here, you're also using your ring finger to pluck that high C note. And that drone is what gives you that sound. Very bluesy. You can do a whole lot. And this lick may be one of those light bulb moments for you where you've heard that sound and you didn't know how to do it. You're just barring the first 3 strings on the 8th fret. And every time you're doing a note here with your pick, you're also plucking with your ring finger that high C note. Okay, so after the Stevie Ray Vaughan lick, we did the same call, and then I played one more little lick that goes, and that's it. And to do that, I'm barring the first 4 strings on the 8th fret. I'm playing strings 4 and 3, but then I've got my ring finger on the 10th fret, 4th string to play that sound. And these notes are still just C minor pentatonic scale pattern 1, so don't lose the vision of where we are. So it's like this. Lift our ring finger, and then put the ring finger back. That's it. And that's the lick. I mean, there's not much to that, but anyway. And at this point, the song is going to go to the 4 chord, which is F. But we're not going to play F minor. We're going to play F major. And what I played over the F major was like an F7. So here's what it sounds like. All right, so after that last lick that goes, then I do this. And all of these notes I'm playing are just a chord. I'm just arpeggiating a chord. I'm playing an F7. Now this is using the C7 shape. So think of a C chord in first position. Take your pinky and put it, in this case, on the 3rd fret, 3rd string. To make that a C7, you just take that and slide it all the way up to here, so that your ring finger is playing this 8th fret 5th string, which is an F note. And this note up here is also an F note, 6th fret 2nd string. So if I play that shape there and only play the middle 4 strings, I'm playing an F7. So that's what I'm playing. And I come to this chord shape all the time, especially sliding in like that. It just sounds so cool to me. So I'm sliding my middle finger up to the 7th fret 3rd string, index fingers on the 6th fret 2nd string, and then my pinky goes down on the 8th fret 3rd string to create basically 3 of those 4 notes. And the way that I pick that with my right hand goes like this. After I slide into the chord, you can look at the tab on the screen to get the specifics, but it's just the notes out of that chord. That's all it is. I wasn't thinking scales. I was just thinking about the chord. And then after that, I came up here and went, that's another F7. This is another F7 triad. So this is an F7 triad here, and this is another voicing of that triad. And I'm thinking of this one out of the A shape. There's my F chord using the A shape. I know I've got this 7, flat 7 triad, dominant 7 triad. So it's like this. So after I played this F7, and I just arpeggiated it like that, then I went like this. And I did another double bend. Now this time I did push. I just realized that. The first time, remember we used one finger to bend, but this time I went. And then I came down to the 8th fret 3rd string and just hit that single note with a lot of heavy Albert King-ish vibrato. So it's like this. I just went right back into minor pentatonic scale pattern 1 for the key of the song, which is C. Okay, so after that lick, I went back to the same call. And then I played another little lick that goes, and then back to the call again. So this lick, still minor pentatonic scale pattern 1. You can see what I'm doing, barring the first 4 strings now on that 8th fret. And I've got my ring finger up here on the 10th fret 4th string. And that's a lick. And then the same call. All right, so now the song goes to the 5 chord, which is our G, and it's a G major. And so what I ended up playing was... So that lick, it starts off with C minor pentatonic scale. And I'm sliding up into pattern 2. So everything we've done so far has been C minor pentatonic scale pattern 1, right? But then you've got pattern 2 up here, where I've got my ring finger on the 12th fret 3rd string, and then my middle finger on the 11th fret 2nd string. So I slid into that. That's still minor pentatonic scale for C, but it's just a different pattern. So I slid up to that and then back into pattern 1. And then watch this. Now this lick, so everything so far has been in the key of the song, right? We've just been playing C minor pentatonic scale, including that little lick, which is in pattern 2. But then, when I did this, I guess I wasn't sticking true to what I said in the intro here, where I said we're just going to be playing minor pentatonic. Just this one little piece, I stepped out of bounds and played the G minor pentatonic scale. This. And that would be going into pattern 4 of my G minor pentatonic scale. So here's my G chord using the A shape. Anyway, that's what I was doing, just for a few notes there. And then I would go back into C minor pentatonic scale for this. Notice I'm highlighting the G note here and the G note here, the 5. So, and then I take that and go down 2 frets with an octave thing. So it's like, and I'm picking on the 5th string and I'm plucking on the 2nd string. But I'm just taking that shape that's already there. My fingers are already doing it. And then go down 2 frets, and this is going to represent the 4 chord. So we're going from the 5 chord back to the 4 chord. So we have... I love the sound of that though. You know, and I was going to change it and try and make everything very consistent so that I'm on only playing C minor pentatonic scale, but I like the sound of that for the 5 chord. And I wanted to include it. So some of you will be totally confused, and I apologize for that, and some of you will love it. So we're leaving it in. Then we go to the 4 chord, which is our F. And then what I play over that F after we walk down is exactly what we did before. It's out of that C7 shape, and I slide into it and everything, just like we did before. And played that. So we have, from the G, we have walk it down, and then There's my F7. And then I went right back into C minor pentatonic scale. Little bend and release there. 10th fret 3rd string, down to the 10th fret 4th string. And then same call again. And then we have one more lick, which is more or less a repeat of one that we've already done. That's the Chuck Berry again. Strings 1 and 2 on the 8th fret. And then we come down to the 10th fret 3rd string, 8th fret 3rd string, and down to this C note here on the 10th fret 4th string. That's the lick. And then back to the same call. So let's back it up. From the G, from the 5 chord, we have... There's the chromatic walk down. There's the F7. Little lick. And then we're back to go through the whole cycle again at that point. That's the first time through. And the second time through, I'm gonna break out of the little call and response thing and play some more like a lead, but it's still based on that groove. And that's the nice thing about a groove. Once you've established it and you've kind of created it, the listener's ear can kind of remember that, and that allows you to step out of it. You've sort of established your base. You can step out of it and do some other things, and it's still sort of swimming in the listener's ear's head in a weird way. I mean, that's the best way I can think to describe it. So at certain points in it, I'm going to step back into it just to kind of reestablish it. But that's what's going on. That's all going to be covered in the second half. So remember, if you want the tablature, the MP3 jam tracks, the on-screen tab viewer, which has tab and video on the screen at the same time. There's no talking in it. It's just a quick way to kind of go through all the notes. You can get all of those extras and the part 2 video by going to activemelody.com and searching for EP641. All right, we'll see you in the part 2 video.